Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and this is my 29th Saturday vlog. And as you can see, we are on Calypso. It's migration time. Oh wait, I can't spawn vehicles inside the fort. Don't worry, I did not abandon the Cyrene quest chain or the end of it. I do have a video coming out tomorrow that does have that footage from before I came back to Calypso for migration. However, I am not about to give up my opportunity to hunt these damn Longtooth, and I did quite a bit of hunting earlier. I hunted probably 50 or 60 of them. It was about an hour. There are not as many spawn points this year, I've found. Whoops. Keep going. All kinds of Feefoids here. So, I'm excited. I love migration. Migration was my favorite event last year. I've been looking forward to it all year, so it's going to be the next 2 months, because I think it ends at the end of August-ish. But I mean, it's a big event. And it's a big hunting event, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. So what are we going to talk about today? I did a McBain Moments on Brain Weasels, so I don't think I need to bring it up again because I did a blog on it. I did a McBain Moments on it. But I guess I guess the reason I bring it up is because it's been on my mind a lot. Just handling underlying anxieties. You know what I mean? Because realistically, that's probably the biggest problem that we as human beings have to contend with, is underlying anxieties. And I personify those anxieties as brain weasels. Why? Well, because if you think about it, they're kind of like mental vermin that prey on your desires. You know, if your desires are eggs laid by your mind, then brain weasels are predators there to steal your desires. There, I figured it out. I beat the system. But I really have been kind of on a kick of, you know, how to handle underlying anxieties and overcome the mental barriers that we have to our own progress, right? So, I mean, as you know, I watch a lot of motivational videos, or I watch a lot of motivational videos. Grant Cardone is currently one of my favorites. And it's largely centered around sales, and I don't just watch them because I'm in a sales job, but because, I mean, frankly, 90% of sales training is building confidence. That's it. Building confidence in your salespeople. Because if the person that's trying to sell something isn't confident, then why is the customer going to be confident in the salesperson? I mean, obviously competence is also equally important. But even if a person's really competent, you aren't necessarily going to buy from them if they're not confident. And so that's kind of been my trick, is how do I increase my own confidence? How do I reduce those underlying anxieties? And frankly, so I can become a better YouTuber. So yeah, that was the basis of that whole string of thought processes, for lack of a better term. There we go. The loot today has been pretty good. It's 27 and a quarter. I'll take it. Not gonna complain about loot like that. You know, it's funny. I've been on Calypso. I've been off of Calypso for so long, and now I know I'm going to be here for a couple of months. I don't even know where to start. I will say this. So there was a release while I was on Cyrene, a graphics release for several mobs, and I think the Longtooth were among them because I'm pretty sure that the skin on the Longtooth is a lot better textured this year than it was last year. I do want to compliment Mindark on that. They did a great job with. Look at you can see like the individual sinews on the back, and now there's easily recognizable striping on the body. And maybe I'm just forgetting last year, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't, the graphics quality wasn't quite that tight last year. I'm also noticing that there's more. Now this might be because Cyrene is still in a major beta state. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily render at highest quality. But I want to give credit where credit is due, and Mindark has earned credit on this one. I will also say that the server lag, which I attribute entirely to the fact that it's the first day of migration, is a bit of a right buttock. But it is what it is, you know? That could be any number of things. Keeping in mind that Mindark's in Sweden and I'm in the US, and you know, I have Comcast, which is not necessarily the best type of broadband to have, even though that's what everyone with broadband has because they've got a monopoly, or at least damn close to it. And then I've got a router, and the router could be causing issues, though I doubt it, 'cause it's a pretty high-end one. It's just all of these things converge, and it's probably no individual thing, although I have heard complaints in Rookie Chat about server lag. So I know it's not just me. Speaking of which, Rookie Chat's pretty lively today. Some fairly topical subjects, which kind of surprised me, because Rookie Chat's kind of like Baron's chat. For those of you who have never played World of Warcraft, yeah. Oh, I'm also playing with an amp I picked up from a Strongbox. This M Matrix Delta, so I've got 8% life steal, 20% dodge, 20% evade, and 20% extra to crit, or decreased damage by 20%. And actually, it's got some pretty good durability. Like, I've been using it for a couple hours and I've only gone through 50 peck worth of durability. So that's awesome. That right there could convince me to spend the money on more of that amp, even though its markup value is like 400%. The fact that I don't have to heal nearly as often, I think saves me a lot of ped in the long run. Plus it makes my tune, don't laugh, it makes my tune, my avatar in this gameplay a lot more like my Death Knight in WoW, where the more damage I do, the more I'm sustaining my own character. I would almost be willing to go the extra length, and oh god, what was I gonna say? Oh, do the level 16s instead of the 14s because of the lifesteal, and the fact that apparently if you switch to it and there's a dot on the mob, like my combustive attack nanochip provides a dot, that effect there shows that the dot is helping to heal me. And it's kind of a kick-ass effect because it makes me look like I've gone Super Saiyan, or I'm using the KO can attack, and that my weeb is showing, I know. But I think it's cool. Okay? I do. But anyway. So yeah, I don't know why I've been on this big kick dealing with anxiety. I think it's increased stressors made me realize that I have not necessarily overcome the sources of those stress when I thought I had. It was more like it is no longer an issue, and therefore, for right now, it's not going to be a problem, but that doesn't mean it can't crop back up. And that was kind of a revelation to me. It was. Because a lot of the content that I create is me on a journey. You know, I want to take you on a journey so you can hear what's going on in my mind. And that's part of the reason that I designed my channel the way I did. That's the reason I do things the way I do. It'd be nice. Oh, there we go. New spawns. It's like, come on, guys. No, it's... I'm no psychologist. I'm no, you know... I believe myself to be a believer in science. And I do think that there are things that science has yet to explain. Science is not perfect. Math is, insofar as we as human beings understand it. But I also think that there is a lot we as a species have yet to figure out. And so, when I do this, I don't do this from the position of an expert. Not by a long shot. This is me as a layperson going on a journey to try to decipher, to untangle the complexity that is the human condition. And I'm glad that you're all along for the ride. I appreciate it. Because, you know, your comments, your insights are all very helpful on this journey. Come on, we could use some respawns here, Mind Arc. Please? Like, everyone's standing around like, where are the mobs? That's one thing I have to say this year. They didn't put in, and I don't know if the number of spawns goes up over time. I'm hoping so, because, like, I went to an area that I hunted pretty regularly last migration. It's kind of up in this area. And there was nothing there. But I didn't go there until the end of migration, because I spent most of last migration hunting the, they're not punies. Maybe they are punies. They're the ones over by Fort Zeus, the level 3s. The ones that I could at the time, that was all I could take. And I did so wicked inefficiently with that sword. But in the position I'm in now, I'm here doing the higher level Iron Challenge. I started this this year with 243. I'm now at 340, so I've killed 100 mobs since the beginning of the event. I've cycled all of my ammo once, or at least close enough for it to matter. It didn't take very long to cycle all my ammo. I was actually quite surprised. But, I mean, these things have a lot of hit points. And to be fair, they drop a lot of loot. So, you know, your return is going to be about average. Actually, I think the return on Longtooth is slightly higher than average. To make up for the fact that they take longer to kill. And therefore, your armor is going to inevitably take more damage. Now, with this amp I'm using... Thankfully, I'm saving in other areas. And I might even end up taking... Oh, I also got this cool sword. Oh, I never accounted for the damn sword when I did my count up earlier. No wonder it was off. That's fine. I picked up this... This is actually a knife, I think. Yeah, it uses the knife fighter ability, so... I'm not quite at the spot where I can use it, but I might end up keeping that and using it to level my short blades. I mean, it was a drop, so it's not like I'm technically losing money on it. It's better than having to get... But I could sell it for markup, too. So I guess it's gonna... What is the markup on a knife? 102? Yay. So... I might make like... I might be able to sell it for 35 ped. So maybe I'll just use it to grind out my short blade skills. That would be pretty cool. And it looks cool. It looks really cool. And I know you're probably like, well, who cares if it looks cool? Well, look, I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see what it looks like when you equip it. Yeah, it's basically a cutlass, full scale. I love the detailing on it too. It just looks awesome. We need the gun to track the next mob, which is... Oh, there are none left. Boy. I think that Mind Arc's going to spread out the Longtooth gradually. Leastways, I really hope they do, because this is just severe overhunting. Like... Do we need to put the Longtooth on the endangered species list? I mean, seriously. Someone's got their dragonfly up there. Am I just not in the right spot of the spawn? Oh. Figures. I was probably not in the right spot for the spawn. The dragonfly looks like it's like a News 9 reporter looking down on us going, and here we can see the hunters are all going in and taking out the Longtooth as they attempt to migrate from their traditional path. Sorry. Actually, can the dragonfly be armed? I don't know. I mean, it's... If I had to make a guess, it's loosely based on a basic scout chopper like a Kiowa. And I know for a fact that the Gungnir is basically a hind. It really is. I mean, the double bubble cockpit, the 8 seats in the back, it's a hind. It's a hind D, in fact. It's heavily stylized, but that's what it is. You know, big-ass gunship. They stubbled the wings so it wouldn't quite look the same, but it's a hind D. Which is basically a tank with a rotor blade on it. So, talk about tangents. Helicopters. Helicopters was an engineer's push to prove that anything could fly if you put a big enough engine on it. And lo and behold, it was successful. They basically took a brick, attached a big-ass rotor to it, and put an engine that was big enough to make the rotor spin fast enough to make said brick fly. That's like the entire premise of helicopters. And I say this as someone who has flown helicopters, like as the pilot. I love helicopters. They're a lot of fun. It's the experience of flying a helicopter is like trying to control a pendulum that's hanging from a fan that's on. I hope I have a helicopter pilot in the audience here that can actually back me up on that. It's basically what it feels like when you're a new pilot of a helicopter. You're flying a pendulum attached to a fan that's on full speed. That's what it feels like. And in fact, one of the things that the first thing you learn as a helicopter pilot student is how to stop penduluming. That's what they call it. So that's my rant for the day, but I don't even know how I got on that tangent, to be honest with you, at this point. But yeah, I think the Dragonfly is based on like a Kiowa, and I know for a fact the Gungnir is basically a hind. What I think that is really cool, and I know the design is kind of spaceship-like to begin with, but I think the quad wing is based on the Dralthi from Wing Commander. I really do. You know, the rounded or it could be based on a Cylon Raider. That I could totally see. And again, I'm not picking on Mindark. You know, I love the ships that they have come out with for this game. I do. Like, I love my quad wing. I think that the Sleipnir is a brilliant design because it feels like a jump ship or a drop ship, right? Something that you'd hop from place to place in. That's what a Sleipnir feels like. And that's what it is. But it can also be used as a gunship for anti-ground combat. It's not really good at anti-air, but boy oh howdy, it will take out things on the ground. With gusto. Quad wing, basic starfighter, space superiority fighters, air superiority fighter, or aerospace superiority fighter. That's better. You know, and you can put a gunner in that as well and have a secondary turret that can also fight ground targets, but unlike the Sleipnir, it's not designed to do that. I really enjoy the way that Mindark has done this. They have done a fantastic job. You know, it occurs to me, look at the way the mountains are now. It's almost like they're cell shaded. I wonder if that's new or if I just missed that before. I'm gonna have to go watch some of my older videos and find out. I noticed that they're using a little bit heavier cell shading now, or at least it appears that way. And I think I'm only noticing it because I've been playing Borderlands. So, you know, to be fair, I think I'm noticing this because I've been playing a lot of Borderlands. And I'm noticing similarities in the way the graphics work. Come on. Yeah, we're doing all right. Overall, I'm very excited for this year's migration. I really want to finish the hunting challenges for the Longtooth. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I'm going to be a hell of a lot further. This one in particular, I'm really excited about because it's all about the melee skills. 35.76 ped in combat reflexes. I mean, oh my god. That's enormous. And then you also get one of these two. It's either the, I think that's a pistol? Nope, that's a rifle. It's ugly, but it's highly efficient. 61%. Or this. That's the pistol. 60% efficient. Does quite a bit of damage. I can't use it though. Oh my god. So yeah, I think I'll be taking the rifle there. And I don't think you can sell these. Oh, you can. Holy buckets. That means someone sold one of those for 8,000 ped. I'm not entirely sure who would spend $800 on a 1 ped rifle, but I guess there are people out there that will. Well, what was the market value for the rest of it? I mean, it was high. Like, honestly, stupid high. 7,500%, 9,700%. That's almost $1,000 US, folks. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's almost $100 US, I think. It's 97 times. It's almost $100 US. It's almost $80. Oh, that is $80. I'm sorry. My math was off. I can't brain tonight. It's too hot. It's like 85 degrees right now. And in order to record, I have to shut my door off from the air conditioner, so the temperature in the room that I'm recording in is slowly rising. And I'm running an Asus ROG, which runs at like 110 degrees Fahrenheit on the regular. It's designed to do it, and I didn't know that until I checked with Asus. Yeah, no, it's designed to run that hot on purpose. It's like, well, no wonder my frickin' studio turns into a sauna. Okay. I can't believe all this time and I've killed, what, 5 of them? No, it's been more than that, but not by a lot. I forgot how many hit points these damn things have. It's a lot. They take a lot to cleave there. Now, there's a part of me that says, you know, Julian, if you were smart, you'd go kill the level 12s. If fewer hit points, it'll be faster. And I'm thinking, yeah, but the loots aren't going to be as good. I'm not going to get the skills as fast. And honestly, I've got a better chance of globaling on a 14. I've already globaled twice. And I've been hunting Longtooth a grand total of, I think, 2 hours. You know, by that trend, I think we're going good. Yeah, we're doing good on the gun front. Oh, I do have the A103 on there, okay. So, pretty quick here, we're going to be packing it in. Always get out of the way of other hunters. But yeah, so that's kind of the whole cause. I know I went on like a lot of tangents tonight. A lot of tangents. We'll call this random happy time. I'm just so excited about migration. Come on. Cut him down. You know, I would love to add up the number of hit points one of these things have. Hopefully I don't pull it by doing this. Health level massive. Massive. Damage potential limited. Agility 10. Stamina 160. Strength 80. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, guys, I'm packing it in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. Of course, we are on the road to 13 million subscribers, and I'm 2 away from my first 100. So please, if you do enjoy watching, please make sure you subscribe. Okay, guys, thank you for all your support. We will see you on the flip side. Have a good day.